Hello there! This is the skin game that we built in a previous video. We used Xogot, Godot for iPad and iPhone. In this game, the player moves around, collects coins and avoids obstacles. It plays great, but let's add a few more things to it. A polished main menu, a time progress bar, a game over screen and a pause button. We'll do all this without touching a PC, directly on my iPad, and then we'll also use the project on iPhone to also test the UI there. The cool thing is that you can get Xogot 100% free from the App Store, so let's get started right away. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna be doing is extracting this zip file that contains the assets I'm gonna be using, and then I will just basically select them all and move them to my Xogot project. And here I am inside it. Now I have this folder with the different assets I'm gonna be using. So let's first create a main menu scene. That's gonna be pretty simple, just with a title and a button to start playing. I will also use the tile maps, okay, to create a background. Okay, so here's the main menu. I think that I love it. The tap to play label, as you can see, basically like appears and disappears with the timer. This is a very interesting trick that, as you can see, I'm doing over here. This is how you toggle visibility of a node in literally one line of code. And for the labels themselves, they're basically that, label nodes. But in their theme overrides, they have a certain font shadow color and font outline color. If I zoom in, you can differentiate that this one that is a little bit darker is the outline and this one is the shadow. And then over here is where you set the shadow offset and the outline size. And with basically just a few settings, you can see you can make your UI look super clean. The next thing is now gonna happen on the main scene. So I'm gonna be adding a pause button. It's gonna be relatively simple, just a button that when I click on it, it's gonna pause the game. And when I click on it again, the game's gonna get resumed. Okay, so we have the main menu, and also now on the top right, as you can see over here, we have this button that allows us to pause the game. And as you can see, it also changed its texture once the game is paused, and well, I can click on it again to resume the game. So well, I think it works very well. How I did it was relatively simple. I just added this pause button object into my canvas layer, and I have loaded in the pause and resume textures, and then in the code, when I press on this button, I once again toggle the pause state of the game, and if the game is paused, I just change the texture to the resume texture, and if it's not paused, I just change to the pause texture to have that good, let's say, toggle in sprites, okay, whenever the game is paused or not. The next step is adding a better game over screen, because right now I do have this one, for example, but well, now that we have fonts and more stuff, I think we can make it look a little bit better. Okay, and now we have it. As you can see, it looks, at least for me, very awesome. So yes, I like it very much. Something that I don't like are these two labels. I think we should modify them also a little bit, like set them custom fonts and all that. So let's quickly do it. Yeah, definitely. Something like that looks way better. Let's see it in game 2. Yep, way better. And when we lose, yes, this is the game over. Let's also adjust the alignment of the coins that feel a little bit off. But I think it's just a matter of moving this to the left slightly. And the horizontal alignment over here, changing it to left. Yep, and maybe adjusting it slightly. Yep. There it is. Same thing in the time, everything on the left. And then just in case, I'm gonna make their bounding boxes a little bit bigger, like to the right. But well, I think it's not actually needed. But well, when I hit play, yep, as you can see, everything like feels aligned, okay? As you can see here on iPad, I can actually verify that every element is very cyclical. In this case, in the main menu, like I don't have a button itself. I can click, I don't know, for example, here, and it would still load in the game. But for example, here on iPad, it does feel comfortable to have the pause button over here. And also, I did make sure to include some spacing with the edge of the screen, just so that it looks and feels a little bit better. So once again, here I'm playing, and I can indeed see that pausing, okay, and then unpausing the game feels good. And of course, this play again button, well, it's big in the center, so it's also another thing that we can easily click. Usually these kind of gameplay buttons that are for pausing and all that are usually in a top corner. It's like a convention. You don't tend to have this pause button, like, I don't know, in a bottom corner, for example. Maybe over here you could have, I don't know, a mini map, an inventory, different things, but usually pause is on the top right, or in some cases top left, but never like in the bottom. Once again, just because of conventions. And then important buttons, for example, I don't know, here a play again button tends to be like in the center. Imagine if this button was in the bottom here, the experience of the user navigating through that UI would be a little bit complicated, because you have to click like right here to play again, and that wouldn't make any sense. Let's now add a time progress bar. So the idea is that this time decreases, and that when we collect coins, basically the time goes up. So it's like an energy or fuel bar. This is just so that the coins also serve as fuel, and we, let's say, force the player to collect these coins, because if of course they run out of time, fuel, or however you wanna call it, well, then the game over condition is gonna get fired. So for this, I'm gonna be needing different control nodes, okay, including like a background, then a progress bar that is gonna be moving, and then set up all this via code. Okay, so here's the result. I really like it. So we have this progress bar, as you can see, decreases over time. And when I collect coins, well, basically, I do get like my fueled recharged. So once again, now there is a new game over condition. Previously, only we lost if we collided with some obstacles. But now as you can see, if I continue playing and I don't collect any other coin, okay, eventually, okay, as you can see, the game's gonna be over and I can start over again. I will here collect the coins and will do all that. And just for those who are curious about how I did it, there are many ways, but I've added this color rectangle that is basically a green color rectangle. Then I added a progress bar node, and this has a property called value. So in this case it's in 100, but if I put it in 50, for example, there I have like the effect that I want. And then in the code, I have a time left variable that I decrease over time. And then I also update this value property on the progress bar. And if I have no more time left, I just show the game over window. And then when the player collects a coin, I also increase this time left a little bit. Very simple, but very powerful logic. Once again, when I do a final test of the UI on iPad, I can indeed verify that everything is clickable and the user experience in the UI is clean. So I can move my player, I can clearly see the time, the coins, everything, and I can also easily click all buttons, pause, resume, game over, well, literally everything. Now, okay, here I am on my iPhone, and I'm gonna go over here and start it in full screen. And well, I see basically the exact same thing. So let's tap to play, and okay, here I am, game over. Okay, the button looks good. I can also pause and resume the game, and yeah, overall everything feels and look correct. So I think that everything is in place. So this is all for today's video. Indeed, it's been very amazing to build all this inside Xogot, and we've been able to test that our UI works very well both in iPad and iPhone. You can use the link in the description down below to get the full version of Xogot completely free for 1 month. Or if not, you can use code Letta at checkout. See you in the next one, and bye bye.